All right, Monday night. Yeah, I did try to record some things before, but I both just had some crash, and then yeah, in the other one I totally screwed up because I was going to show a thing that's good with the actions, and then I remember that I hadn't backed up my own actions, so I actually had to re-record the actions, and yeah. But sometimes that's a good thing because you can tweak them a little bit more. So I will do an actions video somewhere in the future, but yeah. We'll see what it has in store. Just gonna check if the stream is on. Looks good. This is live. I thought maybe I just recorded live and I don't have to edit so much, and then just yeah. I was going to edit some photos that I haven't edited in a while. I do change my workflows from time to time, and yeah, I like to go back to old images and yeah, redo them just to check and to see. Because the workflow on site is always changing as well, so I can see that in the earlier work I did, I am a bit sloppy with the flash work, but yeah, I think the edits is gonna go well anyway. So yeah, so let's go. I have some images already loaded in Photoshop because I don't want to wait. Sorry. What I do when I edit, I use stacks in Lightroom. I import the images in Lightroom. I apply a preset in the import stage that is just like a base. I do use, depending on the dynamic range in the image, I use Adobe Color. Just lowers the shadows, ups the highlights a bit. Yeah, check the white balance on the flashes, and yeah, some levels, and then I just send them over as layers in Photoshop. The good thing about stacks, I think, is you get a nice, much cleaner look, and nice clean look on and good overview of your images. I have a short video on my workflow. I know the sound on that is not the best, but I think the message comes through. I think it was like my first video ever recorded. So, but the main thing is I use stacks. I have images I want in stacks in a collection. That way I don't mess with I can delete what I want. It doesn't happen anything to the images in Lightroom. They're still there. They're just not in the collection. Because sometimes when I stack them automatically, and yeah, maybe I take two base flashes because I was adjusting the level of the flash, and then it just happens to be there, and then I can just yeah, like select it and just press backspace to remove it from the catalog, from the collection. I'm sorry, and then I go and I do my edits in the develop module, like so. I go sift through, and when I'm done, I go back to the grid view, press S to collapse the stack and go to the next one. And then when I'm done, I have a shortcut for open as layers in Photoshop. And then I can just select the photo, hit my shortcut, go to the next, do it again. And yeah, as long as Lightroom and Photoshop lets me, because they Photoshop tends to open up in the middle of it, so you have to be careful when it's easy to miss an image if you're not careful. Yeah, but about that, I did, like I said, I did already open them as layers in Photoshop. Let's see, I tried something on this one. I will do like so, that I will use my actions. I will play the action. I will go through the action, and then I will play another one with a little bit faster, and then I will show you a neat little trick with the batches as well. So yeah, so here we go. I do have an action here. It's called file setup, and what that does is it's firstly it's let's see. Yeah, it creates like an ambient file from the 3 base ambient files I have. I do shoot a base, one darker and one lighter, and in this case I just put the lighter one on top, and I'll play put a gray layer mask on top, so that only the half of it shows through, like 50% opacity. I do use a neat little trick of a yeah, it's hard to show now because I will show you that but it's kind of like a highlight protector. I also put the whole thing in a group with a 50% gray for yeah, it's like 50% opacity as well, so it gives me a little more flexibility to paint black, white to reveal or conceal more of the ambient files. And then it puts the base flash on top in normal mode, and I do a duplicate of that and puts that in darken mode. So good thing about that, it's yeah, the darker mode just lets the darker pixels through, so it's a good thing for like reflections and stuff. And the normal I use to remove some shadows that I don't want, that I get from the side to side flashes. I usually pop one flash from the right and one from the left, and then if there's a adjoining room or a bigger room, I do some more, and they will in that case be here as well, so in the reverse order that they are shot. So I do shoot my images according to the same system all the time. I do my flash behind the camera, and then I do one right and then one left, and that in that case it gives me yeah, just the same structure over and over again. So the first thing I do, you can do this in more than one way. In this case I will mimic the light that's coming from the left, from the windows and the balcony. So I will keep most of this one. I will put a white layer mask on that and just paint black to paint myself out of that frame. I'm not too worried about if it's looking goofy in the ceiling. The hotspots that is crossing over. That's what you get when you're not careful. But it's easily fixed with the base flash or with the ambient as well. So let's see. I just go through, see what if I can remove some highlights. That's good. You can see here I have a little hotspot. I don't think I can do anything with these 2 layers because I think it's the, yeah, that's a hotspot from the left side, and if I just enable the right, there's even more hotspots. So yeah, but what I do then is I go to the normal mode, and if I just disable and enable the mask, you can see I got a lot more color, not as much hotspot in that one. And if I do the the darken mode, you can see it's the same thing. Let's see if it actually is in darken mode. No, it's not. All right. I missed that in the action. Right, so you can see there's a slight change of look in those two layers. But I will just start to paint with a kind of low flow to remove some of the shadows and highlights that I don't want, that is created from as you can see there. You can just paint in some more, and you can have to be careful because this flashes also creates hotspots, but that can easily be fixed. This shadow over here, I don't think there's so much light coming from the right, so I usually just remove these kind of shadows. And here is the obvious place. Yeah, it should be some shadow there, but you can remove some because the ambient layer will apply a shadow as well. So anything from this one? Yeah, I kind of like the colors a little bit more on these cabinets. I don't like this color personally. I don't like this color in the kitchen as well at all. But this is not my home, so I am not the one who's making the calls. So there you go. So now that I'm done, we have kind of like a new flash layer with these images combined, and then I will just hit my action that is called flash done. And what that does, it's we'll remove this. Yeah, remove this. The ambient, this is the flash pops that we just created on the bottom. And then I will enable the ambient that I created first. And what you can still see, they're still here, the dark, the base and the light. And I do have the base with the light on top and with a gray layer mask for 50% gray. So I can do it lighter. And I do have the highlight protector here that I talked about. It at density 50%. It's like the it's like an opacity slider for the mask. So if I put it all the way up, it goes to 100%. So it's some more flexibility as well. And this is it with all removed. So that's what I do. I do apply a curve with the action with a black layer mask that is disabled, so I can easily just, if I don't want the curve, I can just click on that mask and it will hide that effect. I think this is a little bit too bright in the ambient. And a neat little trick that I started to use, it's a layer comps. It's maybe I will show you that in another video as well. The thing, it remembers states from I can show you like this, the visibility, the position, and the layer styles from a group or from the layers, which means I have the original, which is the way it is now. I have the one I call lighter, and as you can see, when I press that, the layer mask is disabled, and I have the darker one, which is the file with the light. The light layer is disabled, so it's just the base, and then I have even a darker one, which is the base with 50% on the opacity, and with a dark on the bottom. So I have like four different variation. I think the darker is the one to go with here. So that's what I do. And I apply a layer mask on the ambient, this group. This works now as a ambient file. And instead of putting the opacity to 50% luminosity, I use a luminosity, but I apply a 50% layer 50% gray layer mask instead, which is actually the same thing, but it gives me the flexibility to paint. If I want some more ambient, I can just paint white, and if I want less, I paint with black on that layer. It's a neat little trick. Of course, you can also put the layer in with a luminosity mode and 50% opacity, and then put that layer in a group and do the same thing with that. But yeah, this works well for me. I like it. Almost removed everything from this. it's total black. On top of that, I have just a duplicate of the ambient file, which is in color mode and behind the black mask. So if I disable that, oh, they're not enabled. So so you can see that's yeah, if I put that in normal mode. So this is the starting ambient file, and sometimes I can use good to get some colors from these files or anything else. If there's some bad areas from the flashes, I can use this to, yeah, if I put that in color again, you can see sometimes the floor and the ceiling and some of the woods, not in this case, this looks terrible, but in some other cases it's actually can save you. And then I have just a duplicate of the flash in darken mode as well, just to, yeah, just for some final touches sometimes if there's if I painted too much, or it's a good thing to have. I mean, these are often used with on the windows and such, when I have maybe painted too much ambient, or yeah, it's just yeah, a cool little thing. So there it is, and we'll call that done. Thank you. Maybe we'll just remove some colors. I use the color range picker. Maybe I will do the ceiling a little bit more white. Yeah, maybe that is a little bit too much. I can just lower the opacity to like 60%. And the way I edit, I think, especially for real estate, the images go so fast, so I rarely open them again and adjusting layers and stuff. So I almost always flatten the image. I will just put a camera raw. I always try the auto. I like that as a starting point, except for the colors. I think it's too much every time the auto is applied in Lightroom or Camera Raw. And I will just move. I will straighten the photo. I use a little trick with the color grading, just the sliders on these wheels. So sometimes just lower or higher the midtones, the highlights of the shadows individually. I just like the way the workflow with this tree. And then I just yeah, why not? I just apply a filter with the Nik Color Efex. I have a preset set for that, which gives it a little more punch and just some softening. Actually, it's the glow filter in the Nik Color Efex that I think makes the image looks kind of good sometimes. I lower the opacity by pressing 5 for 50% in this case, and then I flatten it again, and I am done. Kind of neat, huh? So I will save that using my Web Sharp Pro. I will send it over as a JPEG I'm not gonna save the TIFF files for these. I already edited it. It's the realtor has it. I think actually the property is sold. So yeah, I will don't save that because I saved the JPEG. The next one, I'll do this one. I will go a little bit faster, and then I will show you the neat trick that I was talking about. So the file setup again. So in this case, yeah, let's see. This is fun because I think that I shot this differently. Let's see. In my actions, I always create a snapshot at the end, at the start of the actions, because it's a good way to just go back to where before it started. So these three are the ambient, and then I have, oh yeah, I do have no side to side in this. Yeah, then I know. Should have gone through. I should have prepared better. So the file setup again. And now I have the adjoining room, which I have two side flashes. And this time I will go for a mask. Now I go for 50% gray. Shift backspace for 50% gray, which then I can just paint if I want. I can paint some more to blend them even better. And in this case, I can actually do like, yeah, let's see if I can just paint over this. How about if I put this in, I'll try to put this in lighting mode instead. I'll press Option Shift and G to change the blend mode to lighten. Maybe. And if you want to paint on the mask, you better not paint on the image itself. Yeah. If I put that in screen as well instead of darken, I don't need the darken now. Just go with a very low flow. Shift 0.5 fast for 5%. I can just lighten up some areas. Well, this is the thing with real estate photography. You never know how much time you have, and there's always some things to like solve. It's like problem solving, but that's the fun of it as well, I think. So there we have it. The flash is done. I will go for a flash done. Let's see. Now I can check these out. The lighter, darker. Yeah. I think I go with the original in this case. Let's see what it is protecting. Yeah, like maybe lower it. What I can also do, instead of just put the density up, I can also paint with black on the layer mask for the ambient layer. It's the same thing. There you go. Yeah. Anything else? I think these are, yeah, the actions doesn't work 100%. I have to fix that. Do I want that? Yeah, maybe in my eyes. I don't want my eyes to go to this corner, so why not just darken it a bit? This is the ambient file. And this is the good thing about Flash, because they have so much more control of the colors. You can sometimes you can just put this with a 50% gray layer mask and just get some through, and then just paint black on the areas you don't want. I'm not gonna do that now, but just want to show you. There you go. Let's see. Anything else? How about this one? And if you want, you can also. This one is just like a medium contrast. Sometimes you can just hide the midtones to make the image brighter and darker. You can play with the curves so much you want. Flexibility, and so far it's just it's a non-destructive workflow. So it's not until now that I do when I do my flattening, my changes are gone, except for I can always go back with the snapshots, but yeah. The auto looks good. I will remove the color it applies. I will, in these cases, I will just go for the automatic ones. If you're picky, you go with the guided. Command 6 to get to the color grading. Yeah, maybe just up the shadows a bit. So there you go. Looks good, nice and bright. Yeah, and what I was going to show you, I'm not going to edit all of these images, but well, this is just, has only one layer. I will remove that. There you go. Is it missing some? No. I will just go through the images real quick. Yeah, so when you do have an action for like this, and if you're shooting at the same with the same system over and over again, it's easy to just you can you see I have one here, setup batch. You can create an action that is actually I will do that now because I haven't. This one is for another just for another action, so I will record it simultaneously here. So I will do like this. I will create a new one. Let's name this, instead of setup patch, I will patch setup. You can apply color to it for the color mode. Let's do that. Do it yellow. Function key if you want to. And then I just press record. Then I will go to File, Automate, Batch, and I will go to this one, File Setup. That's the first one. And what this is going to do, it's going to apply the action to every image that is open, because I have the open files. And then I just press OK. And let's see how long that takes. Usually fairly quick, but As you can see, that is sifting through. And this is a cool little way, I think, to just if you open many images and then you put the batch, you can just yeah, instead of waiting every time between every image, you can apply this action and then go grab a coffee or take a nap or shower or whatever you want to do. Oh, it's already done. And I will press stop to not record the action, to stop recording. And if I go to button mode, you can see here, that's the batch setup we just created. I'll actually, just for the fun of it, just move it over there. I will actually delete that. There you go. So now we have set all our images up for further edits. So I think that's a very neat little way. And as you can see here, the base flash is on top, and then I have the adjoining room, 2 adjoining rooms actually. Why is that? One brighter one. Yeah, I will remove that one. That doesn't look good. We have the left flash, the right flash. Oh, the white balance of this looks kind of nasty actually. Whatever. That's the way it is. It can't be perfect all the time. I will apply this. The thing is, if you put stuff in screen mode or lighting mode, sometimes it can create new problems. Like in this case, you can see that it lights up more areas, and then just in the bathroom where the flash is popped. And if I put it in lighting mode, in this case, I think the colors are not as good, but sometimes you can see some like haloing or missing colors on the outside. So what you can do then is I usually just make a kind of rough selection, and then I have an action as well for 200 pixel feather and mask. So if I press that, it's going to feather the selection by 200 pixels and then put a mask. And I think it actually even will go down to the next layer, yes. So if you can see that it actually hides the lighter pixels in this room. Yeah, so let's see, we do this, you can do this way. I have an action as well. I have actions for for everything. I love the flexibility, the fast workflow I can get with the actions. I have one that is F2 and it creates a gradient. It paints the gradient on the layer mask from right to left, the way I shoot. So it's the same thing as filling it with the 50% gray and then paint out. And you can also still, if you take the brush, and you can still paint on that layer, of course. So I'm not going to do that now. I think this one is a bit too bright, so I will just try lower the opacity. Maybe not. I will just try to create a curves layer and clip it to that instead. You can make it a little more punchy instead, because sometimes when you just lower the opacity, it actually just looks washed out. So let's see what this gives us then, and see if the white balance is better on this. I will just paint away some of the shadows. And in this action, I am actually putting the screen layer here in. It's under this one, so if I paint, it's gonna take away that effect. And if you have trouble, if you want some more flexibility, you can actually just take this and move that over if you want to. that. Yeah, thought it was going to be something like that. I actually have recorded the action the wrong way. So it has to do with this. I have to look that over later, but I will put that back in here. And then I think I just... no? Oh, there's always something, right? Oh. Let's see. Shouldn't be anything here. Is it just... I don't know why. Okay, let's do this from the top. What's the problem? Right. Like I said, this is the way you tackle these things every single day. Okay, I know. Now I know. I didn't have any shot from behind the flash. That's all right. Well, I will do a little trick now. And I think it's going to work. Because that means that this... oh no, that's not the case at all. Like I said, problem solvers. Alright, let's do this one more time, or I will just skip this one at the moment. It somehow puts everything underneath. Should look something like this, I think. Yeah. Wow. I usually like the ambient light on textile, as like in beds and furnitures. This is a nasty shadow. There you go. Yeah, I'm not gonna work any. That has gotten its time, I think. Gives me some more gray hairs. But, oh well. I will check out that later. See where the action went wrong. sometimes it doesn't take much to just throw the whole thing off. You have to plan your actions, the creating of the actions, to get it like bulletproof for everything else. I think this is kind of blue. It is a blue room, yeah, but even bluer. Even bluer. There you go. Yeah, more like that. Maybe some more. Maybe I can just remove this yellow. Maybe in the ceiling in the bedroom. Door post, maybe? I'm just gonna select everything there. I don't even care anymore. Yeah. Minor change, minor change. Nick color effects. Way too much. Oh, maybe that 20%. One little trick that you can also try is if you push Command, Option, Shift, and L, you get the auto contrast. I think that works well sometimes. It just gives some more punch. And if you think it's too much, you can just press Command Shift F for the fade dialog, and you can just dial down the opacity, and you can also, if you want, just change the blend modes. That's a cool little trick. I will not save this at all. I will just throw this away. So yeah, let's do one more, and then I will call this a day, I think. Let's do this. This looks good. So let's see if the actions works now. So I have the light, the left flash pop. Underneath it, I have the right. So in this case, I should have been standing on the other side of the bed, I think, for this corner, to get some more light from, like, mimic the window light. But I did not this time. I will just put a gray layer mask on that and just paint myself out, because I think it blends better in that way in these cases. I have a shortcut for that as well, an action that creates that. So I'll just paint myself out and then switch the color to black and paint myself out on this side. And then I will just paint in some of the straight on flash. See, I like to get some texture on the bed. I don't like it to be so flat. That's what you get when you're using this flash that's coming from behind the camera. That's why you to shoot the other ones, to create texture and shadows and highlights, the places that you want. The darken, yeah, maybe some here in the window. Anywhere else? No? Nope. Yeah, forgot it's in normal mode. I have to fix that. There you go. I think we are pretty good with that. Let's see if it actually works this time around. Yes, it does. So now we have the 50% ambient. We have the highlight protector at 50%. This is at 100. Kind of like that, actually. Lower it a bit, because you can get some ambient light. I think that shadow might be a little bit too much, but yeah, some of that. Yeah, let's go to flow for around 10%. should be a shadow there, but it hasn't been. It must not be so sharp. So I would like to fade it a bit. We'll also remove the highlight from the painting there. Yeah, one more. Let's see what this gives us. Is this better or worse? This is worse. This is even worse. Kind of like the lighter one. Yeah, we go for that. This is the curves on and off. No more in the darken. Oh yeah. Still. As you can see, it just tames the ambient highlights as well. You can paint if there are some areas that you want, or you can just sometimes it's just give it a tad on the lower on the density. There you go. I will flatten that. I will actually try to swap the sky in here. I have another video for that. I have a shortcut for that as well, which I think is a neat little way. Yeah, we'll do it like this, I think. There you go. See how easy this is. You can almost close your eyes while you do it. Yeah, why not? So there you have it. I will work on the action, fix that, and then edit the rest of the photos. But it's not gonna be on the stream. I will do that on my own, maybe tomorrow, I think. And yeah, if you enjoy this, thank you. If you hated this, thank you. If you watched this, thank you so much. See you in the next one.